Happy Christmas, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, the place where we make fun of the morons we see out here on the road. It's also the place that we proved that modern cars that are packed full of artificial intelligence are absolutely no match whatsoever for natural stupidity. A bit like this halfwit who proves outright that people who've got a mental age of 5 and an IQ to match definitely do not belong behind the wheel of a car on a public road. Or this oxygen thief in the Golf GTI who's obviously got a brain like the Bermuda Triangle where information and knowledge goes in and it's never seen again. Now when you're the CEO of Dumb Incorporated, you're under a lot of pressure and you've got a lot of important decisions to make. But when you've got the decision-making capabilities of a lump of hard cheese, then driving into the car what's next year is going to be the obvious choice every single time. Or this Uber mug who thinks he's a motorbike filtering down the outside of the traffic queue on the wrong side of the road. Now, apart from your parents being first cousins, you've got to be another level of backwards and dysfunctional to pull a stroke like that, ain't you? That muppet that we're looking at there is as mentally equipped for driving as a houseplant is equipped for going on a job interview. And judging by the way he drives, he'll be looking for another job very soon indeed. So staying on the theme of the Uber idiot, we've got this group of people here and they're actually in an Uber. Now, as the driver's driving along, they noticed that he had a message come through on his console. So they zoomed in to see what the message was. Let's have a little steward's inquiry and see exactly what that message was, shall we? Massage with hand job. Oh dear. So this is a village with a 30-mile-an-hour limit, and there is idiot from said village, complete with Swiss cheese brain, smooth and full of holes. Now there are a lot of drivers out there who follow the highway code and drive legally and safely. But at the other end of the scale, we got planks out there driving amongst us who for following the highway code and driving safely is literally like a Dalek living in a world full of stairs. Now in this clip, this is going to show the dangers of lane hogging and undertaking at the same time. Now you can't see it yet, but there is another car in front of this one hogging the outside lane. So at this point, he gets fed up, goes to undertake. At the same time, the car in front moves sharply to the left. I think they touch and matey there ends up in the arm code barrier. Or maybe they didn't touch. Possibly, as he was undertaking, the car in front started moving sharply to the left. He panics, locks up, and possibly that could have sent him into the arm code barrier. What do you lot reckon? Now when you're on a bike, you are literally at the peril of every low-capacity moron what's on the road. Seriously, this lot that we watch in my videos have got about as much chance of comprehending and understanding the highway code as a Frisian cow has of understanding the fundamentals of chess. Nothing quite says I still get praised and called a good boy for eating all my dinner out of my special bowl and I've got the IQ of a table lamp like pulling out in front of a car was coming round a roundabout. Some people struggle to achieve greatness. Others, well, they give up trying to achieve mediocrity. White van, check. Mentally challenged driver with questionable parentage, check. Dangerous backwards driving manoeuvre that's as pointless as a tissue paper condom, check. Result, similar to how that van driver was conceived. An accident waiting to happen. Now just watch these two non-reading drivers with a combined IQ of a gerbil try and complete the insurmountable task of negotiating a mini roundabout. Seriously, this pair's ability to drive is on par with the ability of a goldfish to use a laptop. The trouble with a lot of these drivers we see on here, their level of mental engagement doesn't even reach the participation stage. And as for this tosser, well, they do say that 2 wrongs don't make a right. That driver's parents proved that fact. What's white, yellow and blue and a major contributor to hazards on the road? It's a police van being driven without undue care and attention by Constable Clueless. That's exactly what it is. You know, the human brain is an absolutely amazing thing. It actually starts working in the womb and doesn't stop working until a driver gets in a car and switches the ignition on. Now, when it comes to letting people know that you're not really the full ticket and you're definitely a few nuts short of a full pouch, nothing beats the time-honoured method of pulling straight out in front of a car was approaching you. There's definitely only one tool in that van. Guys, if you like what you've seen so far and I put a smile on your face, can you do me a little favour if you haven't done it already, please? Just hit that little like and subscribe button down below because it really does help me out. And if the hype button comes up when you press like, please press that because that helps me out too. Thank you. Now, we all know about mirror signal manoeuvre, don't we? Well, this is a new technique from this BMW driver. Manoeuvre, crash, then signal. Definitely not the brightest penny in the jar, that one. Now, if anybody knows any habitual speeders out there, please show them this clip.
The hospital entrance hall, maybe somewhere else entirely different. I'd love to hear your stories. 0845 606
You okay?
973. Give us a call now.
Are you all right?
To get you
sure?
Before 4
You have to look the front of life out of me then.
Thank you, Fred. You literally saved that boy's life. Now, if you drive a white van and you're always treading water in the sea of stupidity and your brainwaves never fully reach the shore, then this is the sort of stunt which you're going to pull off in front of a 44-ton truck. You really have got to be a massive helmet to pull a stroke like that, seriously. And even when they're not on the road and in a car park, a lot of white van drivers still act like they're recuperating from very invasive brain surgery. And even if you're an oxygen-starved, crayon-eating gimp, in what realm of reality would you think it's alright to park there? Dear oh dear. Funny things roundabouts, but they're a very simple concept. But the problem is, if you drive an Audi and you're the mental equivalent of an empty picture frame, even a simple thing like negotiating a roundabout is probably going to be as hard as reading Chinese, in Braille. And here's another real blunt pencil that doesn't know how to use a roundabout, just T-bones a car in the side, probably rushing home to see his favourite TV programme, Wheel of Misfortune. Now, when your powers of reasoning lack the ability to sustain coherent thought, and you're the mental equivalent of a square with 3 sides, this is exactly the sort of behaviour you can expect, and this is exactly the sort of place to find yourself, in lane 3 of 4 on the M25, doing 50 mile an hour, being overtaken on both sides, looking as confused as a sperm whale trying to dry hump a Polaris submarine. Right, so everyone's in the left lane because they know they're coming off at the next junction. You've got the countdown markers going on there. We all know what that means. But there's always that one who's a few slates short of a full roof who sits in the outside lane until he passes the 100 metre marker, and then he wants to come across to get the exit. Now, we all know that not all drivers of German cars are proper garden tools, but my God, we do see some patterns developing here on this channel. But in the case of this one, I think it's fair to say he's got plenty of salt in the shaker, but no holes in the lid. Oh dear, wet road approaching a little intersection, and the driver on the left-hand side here, he's got a pack full of jokers and no aces, as well as having the navigational ability of a butterfly in a wind tunnel, and it would appear a fondness for smashing people's cars up. Absolute Belendos Colossus. And as for Nobus Maximus here, who's a cup and saucer short of a full place setting, well, he's got a Range Rover C parks wherever he likes. Now, some of you may already know of the classic cult car film from the 70s starring Barry Newman, Vanishing Point. Well, this is the sequel starring Barry Wasteman, There Is No Point. Now, when it comes to environmentally friendly and budget-friendly transport, nothing beats being towed along by a moving truck. Now, I know everyone wants to do their part for the environment and to save money, but don't do this. It's dangerous and you can get hurt. And here's another financially astute and environmentally conscious road user getting from A to B whilst cutting his carbon footprint to 0. But it's my duty to warn you, this is illegal and very dangerous, so don't do it. Now, I just want to let you all know that I did initially try putting some bike clips at the end of this video, but it got taken down by YouTube again. I appealed it, they rejected my appeal, and then I had to go on YouTube and do a 10-minute online course about harmful and dangerous content. Thank you, YouTube. So on that note, I'm going to end it here. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe. I'll put a playlist there on the right if you want to watch some more of my videos. Thanks to everyone who sent in clips. So, from me and Rocky, the neighbour's dog, we both want to wish you all a very happy Christmas and an even more happier and more fantastic New Year. Stay well, stay safe, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.